goal tied back after a little tough of a weekend. What would be your assessment of today's game?
Good first period. Power play goal, hit their guy. I think it hit him in the skate or whatever, deflects in. Coverage was good. That happens. Second period, we weren't even that bad, but like, I'm trying not to swear, but obviously, that's the seventh power play shorty we've given up since that Trois Rivera game, um, and if I can count them off by memory, that's not a good thing. So, and that's we've only scored. So we're getting outscored since that Trois Rivera game, shorthanded like by a lot. Actually, not even counting that. I'll go to the Adirondack games. It's actually 4-2 power play goals if you exclude the 5 for 10 Wheeling since we were in Toledo. So, not happy about that. But that being said, we responded after we got back to even strength. Goocher, big goal to tie it up. Their third goal kind of banked. Was that the power play or the shorty? Was that the one banked off the ass? No.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like that one's unlucky. That happens. Like, but you come in after the third and you're actually winning the game 3-1, 5-on-5. It's frustrating because I think we've been doing that lately a lot, where we're the better team 95% of the game, and we're having these just complete brains turned off. And it's like, I shouldn't have to come in and yell after the second period. Like, that third period was one of the best periods we've played in ages, right? Like, that was a playoff game. We managed the puck. I don't think we turned it over in the neutral zone once. And then because of that, the goals were a byproduct of our maturity and how we played and how hard we played. Brad Morrison's blocking a shot. Like, those guys don't do that, but then what do they get rewarded with? Goals and points, right? So, and Ebbs gets another one. Great play by Pritch. High end play. So credit to the guys there. It's just like we shouldn't have to put ourselves in that position. Like, we should be managing the game better early so we don't have to, like, we should be in cruise control in the third, not what we had to do today, even though it was awesome, and just wanting the guys to realize if they just do that and manage the game a little bit better early, we don't put ourselves in these spots that we have been in the last 4 or 5 games.
And then speaking of Brad, I talked to this about Trevor too, but some of his passes are otherworldly at times. He got that chip pass up to Trevor for the one goal and had another assist tonight as well. What can you say about his game?
Yeah, I know, like, a lot of times we'll say, like, we do, pre-scout video or systems video, and we'll say if you can make this player in the wrong league. He makes a lot of plays that are in the wrong league. They're 3-letter league plays, in my opinion. Does a great job. That line is arguably the best line in the league, in my opinion. You could say maybe TJ Hensick's line in Toledo is comparable, but I don't think any line in our league plays at the pace those three guys do. And they drive the bus for us offensively, and then it allows Ebbs' line to create more offense. Losey, Crest, those guys, Frank, create more offense, and it's, they've been great. Mo, obviously Goocher and Bakes are more shooters. Mo doesn't, he's reluctant to shoot, to sometimes a detriment to himself, but like tonight, like a couple of those passes, like the pass on Goocher's his second goal, I mean, high end where he lays it to an area where Goocher skates into it a mile and miles an hour and hammers one, home for the fifth goal, kind of the insurance goal. So, yeah, like, there's some plays you're making, you're like, shit, like, don't do that, but sometimes you got to live by the sword, die by the sword with guys like that, and more often than not, you're getting rewarded for the plays he makes. So, you'll live with some of the mistakes sometimes.
Yep, and then Coop, I saw, he's a guy that might not be an offensive driver per se, but plays with all the little nuts and bolts things you have to get done, like blocking shots, etc. You rewarded him with a start tonight, I saw, in the starting lineup. Not just today, but what can you speak of him being one of those guys that gets all the not as noticed on the score sheet things done?
Yeah, like I think we really like Losey, Frank, Kress, Coop. Really like starting those guys, just the energy they bring. They're detailed in their game, so they, by and large, they usually end up starting. We start the first shift of the game in the offensive zone. He's been great. Like, it's one of those ones where he doesn't score a lot, so he ends up being the odd man out in the lineup sometimes, but, like, probably doesn't deserve it, where, like, he doesn't make any mistakes. It's just, like, there's guys that are going to make mistakes, but they have a point of game, so it's like, they're going to, that's a reality of the situation, and he's a rookie, but, like, it's like tonight, 5-on-3, I grab him, like, hey, like, you're going now, like, every time, like, be ready 6-on-5. Like, when he's in the lineup, when it gets to 5 minutes to go, where we know we've got a lead, which we've had most of the time this year, like, he knows he's probably getting double shifted to go out the door because he's going to block shots. He's going to get pucks out on the wall. Like, he's great at that stuff. And it's like the more you get into March, April, now hopefully May and June, those are the guys that kind of may make that play late in the game where you need it to win, right? And yeah, you know, like, you need guys that play the piano, but you need guys that move them too, right? You know, and he's kind of a piano mover a little bit, like a bit of a grunt, but those guys win you championships. And you know, you can do all the analytics you want, but he plays in the ozone a lot, you know, during the course of a game. But you know, when it's 6-on-5, you need guys that are going to be willing to put their face in front of a puck, and he's one of those guys, and we love having him.
And then two things here. What did you think of as Will McFadden continues to grow into this lineup? What did you think he looked tonight compared to his first game, and then also how Shane Steller looked in his first game?
Well, McFadden
or not McFadden, McKinnon.
Just fucking with you. I thought best game by far. Great. He was more settled. You know, we talked a little bit this morning as a group. Like, if you're running around 100 miles an hour on the ice all game, you're probably in the wrong spot a lot. Be controlled. You know, the old John Wooden saying, be quick but don't hurry. I thought that was him to a T tonight. He was awesome. He's only going to get better. Like, Jesus, it's his third game pro. Like his game, tons of room to grow. Seller was good tonight too. Like, I think he exceeded expectation. Had 2 scoring chances. I'm pretty sure. Again, great on the wall. Managed the game. Like, you know, sometimes you worry guys are gonna first pro game they freak out a little bit. And furthest thing from the truth for him, like, he was managed the game very well. Smart. Carried the puck when he needed to. Like, he took the ice that he had, carried it wide, smart, possessed it in the O zone, spent not much time in the D zone, which is, you know, spent most of his game in the O zone. So that's the best D you can play, is if you have the puck in the O zone, you know the other team ain't going to score. So liked him. You know, kind of heard skating was a bit of an issue with him, but I don't think it was at all. Like, he moved well, got up and down the ice, competed. It's very smart, really smart, high hockey IQ. So I like what we saw, and you know, hopefully you know, we see more of that.
And then obviously when it comes to Mac, he's familiar with our new addition, Robinson and Net. Did familiarity, just from how much that helps in the locker room, play into picking him up as well? Was it just how great he did actually answer?
Yeah, kind of got to, obviously he's a 3rd round pick, so there's something there. You know, McKinnon wasn't, you know, didn't really talk to him about it. Had a friend from college who's an NHL scout, amateur scout, who knew him, saw him. Friend of mine's the head coach at the University of Maine, big rival for them. So there was kind of a lot of references, watched some video, and obviously it was kind of DEFCON. Is it DEFCON 1's the highest level, or is DEFCON whatever the highest? Yeah, I can never. But honestly, it was complete panic button about 1 o'clock yesterday when Nags went up, and we're like, we got 5 and 6, and I had good reports on him, and you know, he's probably going to get a chance to play this week at some point. Fladel's going to be back Thursday, but that being said, we'll probably give an opportunity to kick here at some point. So we'll see where it goes, but not sure if he'll go tomorrow, but I'd imagine he gets an opportunity to start this weekend. Obviously, Flo's not going to start all 3, but we're going to try and manage things and get an opportunity for him to see what he can do.
And the last question would obviously be the intensity Gooch brings every night. It seemed like he clearly wanted to get that 3rd goal for the fans. I even saw him look up at the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's pretty competitive guy. I think it's more than, you know, he wants a hat trick, right? He loves that shit. So it's awesome, you know. Like I said, I don't think he was great Sunday, along with you know, a couple other guys that weren't. It's hard mentally, like with all these games, to be dialed every game, but you know, he was like, I'm going to be better tonight, and he was great. Like I said, like the power play wasn't good, but like the response after we got scored on, and then we go 0 for, and like literally right after we give up that stinker, right? It's like their line shows up and says, hey, we'll get it back, right? And they kind of got 2 back. Like, you know, they were on the ice for the 2nd and 3rd goal for them. The second one, or the one banked off, like, it's nobody's fault, but they're on the ice like, we'll get it back, right? And they go and get it back, and then they get the next one back, right? And then, you know, they get the 5th one. Like, that's you know, to me, the sign of, like, that's leadership, really, right? Like, and that's, you know, you can't, you know, there's no recipe for that. Like, you kind of guys have that competitive fire, and it's great to see.
Thanks, Trevor. You guys obviously were looking to get the full tempo back after some up and down play this weekend. What is your assessment of today's game?
Yeah, I think it was a good response. Obviously, it was a poor weekend for in our standards, 1 and 2. You know, not really good for us when we're trying to catch Toledo here in the standings for the whole overall league. But yeah, it was a good response from everybody. First period was a little sloppy, but obviously we played a lot of hockey, so we kind of expected that. And then we kind of dialed it in towards the end, and scoreboard spoke for itself.
Yeah, and then in this game, I mean, it happens every night, but Morrison's passing again was huge. That's not an easy chip pass to get it up to you for that slap shot goal. Makes it look easier. What can you just speak to his play continuing to be great?
Yeah. I mean, he's magical out there. He, every now and then he'll squeak in just an unbelievable pass when you don't think he can. But yeah, it was a perfect pass right into an open area, and I saw the guy coming in. I just figured I might as well just hammer this one, and ended up beating him for our side. So.
Yeah. And then what did you think of also, I thought Hayden played a pretty good game in a couple lapse periods that he stepped up and made some few saves for you guys. What did you think of his overall play from tonight's game?
Yeah, Hawk's been good. I mean, I think his record's like 10-3 or
Something
10-2. Yeah, 10-2-1 or something like that. So we're pretty confident when he's back there. I think we let him down a little bit this weekend. But yeah, it was a good response from him as well. So, yeah, he helped us win that.
And then I could tell when you were out there with the empty net, I saw you even look up at the big board to see how much time you had left. I could tell for the fans you really wanted to score that hat trick. One, how much does it mean to you to get that here in Santander Arena? And two, how big is that just to start the momentum on this tough stretch of games again this week?
Yeah, personally, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's nice of Kirk. And whenever a guy has two, he usually tries to throw everyone out there for the empty netter. So, yeah, I was fortunate enough to hunt that one down and tap it in. But, yeah, it's just, nice little favor, I guess he gave me.
Yeah, definitely a well-deserved favor being one of the better scorers in the entire league, Trevor. My last question to you would be, when it comes to the power play, you guys looked better in terms of getting chances in today's game. What would be the end goal to be able to kind of get over the hump on the chance category to actually making it, like you got one on Saturday this past weekend, to get more in the goal category?
Probably stop giving up shorthanded goals. I mean, I think we've let up about 5 in our last 7 games or something like that. So we got to clean that up. But yeah, I mean, the other unit was running really well today. Their puck possession was awesome. Movement was awesome. Appleby's a good goalie, so it's tough to get him by. But yeah, we just got to clean up some stuff and obviously be a little smoother on our movements and smarter when we're on the 5-on-4. But overall, I mean, the other unit was really good tonight, and we just couldn't get one by him.
Yeah, actually, one question I did have pertaining to Appleby. I noticed from watching him at different times this year against us and other teams, he does like to play the puck. So how do you game plan for a goaltender differently that will kind of try to play the puck sometimes like he did at the first period up the ice into the neutral zone compared to someone that obviously doesn't do that?
Yeah, we try and keep the puck away from the goalies, keep it in the corners. Obviously, you can't do it every time when you get pressured. Not much you can do. You try and force them or just let them set it up behind the net. But yeah, he likes to play the puck back there. But yeah, not much we can do there.
All right, thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, thank you.